So I've really been struggling with tournaments lately, just the mental game, I guess, of it. So I came up with a game that should help me out. I call it Beast Mode. So the way this game works is you roll a D10, and whatever the number is, that's how many strokes you are away from first place. If you're anything over 5, that's how many strokes you are away from second place. So second place is always gonna be 5 strokes away from first place. So I rolled a 6, that means I've gotta shoot 6 under today at Freeman Lake to catch the winner. So let's just start a new round on U-Disc. We're starting on hole 5, and actually on U-Disc, I think you can pick your starting hole, so that's good. We're starting on hole 5 because Freeman Lake has Christmas in the park this time of year, and they kind of like shut down the main entrance, and then there's a few like Christmas decorations and stuff that you gotta kind of play around, but they're not really in the way. If you throw good shots, you're good to go. Hole 5 is a rip. I'm just really playing this for par until I increase my arm speed. So what I'm hoping to accomplish with Beast Mode is that fight or flight kind of instinct that you have during tournaments. It's so hard to train for a tournament. You've got to know like how many strokes you are away from somebody and kind of like how far to push. So now we've got kind of a tricky shot off the tee. I need to be to the right more. You open up that lane, you kind of dodge these trees. I think that may be up there for a putt. So that assassin almost made it, man. Like, just need a little more oomph. This is gonna be a tricky putt for par. We can't start out with a bogey. We're already down 6, so that means I have to run this. Oh, 7 away from lead card now. That was probably my fault. Should have threw this a little bit higher, but I've been throwing kind of what I'm calling a lazy hyzer here lately too. And it's where I'm throwing like this instead of like this and keeping my chest over the disc. So not the best of starts, but that's really one of the holes. It's kind of a par 3, just a par with the trees and my arm speed. If I could throw a little bit farther, that would be a guaranteed 3 every time. Now this hole is where I want to try to make my strokes back. This should be an easy 2, or at least a 2. Subscribe! Come on, assassin, come back. It's not gonna be too bad. I'll have a putt down there. It's just gonna be a long putt. So I'm kind of in that in-between stage in my golf game where everything that I throw is not quite doing what it should because I'm throwing a little harder, but I'm not throwing consistent. That assassin I just threw, very similar to an Undertaker, something like that maybe. That disc should have flipped up, had a little bit of fade back at the end. I actually threw it hard enough this time for it to just stay over. It's more just doing field work, learning your bag, learning how to throw again. Man, just a little more fade on that. Let's see if we can't turn Beast Mode on.
Beast Mode activated. Paul McBeth putter not recognized. Access denied.
That's why you want to get real close on this hole. You have kind of a low ceiling coming in for this putt. I needed that right to left skip that I didn't get. It just kind of went straight. Still got plenty of birdies left though. So we're shooting 1 over after 2 holes. Hole 5 is pretty tough par 3. I've heard some people kind of say that it should be a par 4 now with the trees. So it used to be a wide open hole, and now it's got some trees that are grown up. I still feel like it's a 3. I should have got a 3 on it. I just didn't play it very good. Hole 6, I'm kind of upset because I didn't make that putt. Probably about a 40-footer, somewhere around there. Still plenty of holes left to get birdies. This hole is kind of a very tight tunnel shot. Good old assassin again. I'm gonna put it on a little hyzer. See if we can't get it to just flip up and ride. Big thing is just making it through this gap. Not too bad, didn't get the turn over because I probably threw a little bit slow just to make it through this gap. This is such a tough hole for me. I've like, even when I could throw far, I don't think I remember birdieing this hole very much. So the thing that I like about Beast Mode is it's pretty customizable. So the round that I'm playing right now, I'm 6 strokes away from first place. So that means I would have to shoot a 7 under to win. Second place is always 5 strokes away from first place. I've only got to shoot 2 under to win second place. So at one point in this round, you will switch from pushing for first place to hold holding and trying to push for second place. I'm gonna try a little Houdini skipper shot. Just like that. I mean, I think the birdie is pretty much out of play here. This hole is really reliant on the tee shot. 350 feet worth of power, 320 maybe. Houdini landed for a tap in. Woo! Forgot how like hilly some of these holes are on this course. So that's another par, guys. It's kind of what I expect. Starting on hole 5 on this course is just, it's so tough. Start out with kind of a bomber hole that's tweener. It's just a par 3. And then you finish on hole 4, which is the toughest hole in the course. So starting on hole 5 is really tough mentally. We've got plenty of birdie opportunities left. This is another one that's kind of, if I had a good forehand, I could probably get something up there. I'm trying to just go low and slide up under that tree, give myself a long look for a 2. I'm gonna throw probably my flippy assassin, try to get on top of that hill. No, that's weak. That's gonna push, but I threw that very weak. I've been trying to slow my run up down too. So this assassin landed here. It's not the best shot. I've got a very long look. Try to throw in a 2. This is what happens when you are chasing after a score and not just playing your game. You start trying to push, throw shots that are outside your game when you really should be just playing for par. But that's what I like about this game, is it kind of emulates tournament pressure. That's very hard to do. If I'm ever going to be 1,000 rated, I've got to stop with the par golf. Those 2 are pretty tough birdies. This hole is kind of a must get. It's about 300 feet. I'm trying to go to this little pocket to the right and then fade back with an assassin. Used to be an undertaker, I think is what I used to throw here. So this is far from a birdie. That left me a tough shot. I'm rolling my shots over. When I get a little more oomph on my shot, I think I'm starting my rotation a little too soon maybe. Let's try to get a Houdini over here to the right and fade back left. Good thing there's plenty of birdies on the back 9. One little branch snagged me down. This is where I really want to be off the tee. See if we can't make a long putt. Hit the pole. That'll be a 4, so that's 2 over. So this is like a little skip shot. You want to go down and skip up to the basket. So that realm didn't do bad. Just skipped a little too soon. Here's our chance to start a comeback. All right, started to think I wasn't gonna get a birdie at all today. That's got us back on track. But now, if we can birdie a few holes on the back 9, that's where they're at, and then we can just hang in there on the front. I think we can still do this thing. Shooting 1 over, it's not too bad. We can still salvage this round. You've got to go in between these 2 trees and kind of fade to the left. You'll just have to kind of trust me. The stuff is not in the way as much as it looks on camera there. So for those of you that caught my TikTok and Instagram reel, talking about the time that I hit a truck, this is that hole. I went long of the basket and the truck was coming around the corner and smashed into the side of it. I like to throw a mid-range on this hole because if it skips, it's not gonna skip really big and go into the road and go out of bounds. That's a super long birdie. So with that birdie, we're back down to even. This hole takes a big anhyzer shot and you have to pull into this little group of trees up here. It's 325, but it's a smash. I throw a mid-range just so that I know I'm gonna get the flip over. Most of the time I can get it at least to the gap. I have to get a 3 on this. I'm gonna try to flex this Houdini through that little gap. Think I can putt that. We'll save 3. Hoping for a little more flex out of that Houdini. Probably about a 10, 15 maybe 10 footer. Woo. But you gotta make those too, right? They're not all tap ins. So that's one of the birdie holes here at Freeman that really would like to get, but I can kind of understand if I don't. So with that putt, we got a 3. I'm still shooting even. This is like the little added hole. So Freeman Lake lost one of the holes they put in a dog park. There's actually a tee pad for that old hole. And then the next hole, there's brush and stuff that's grown up around the tee, so it's really hard to play it. So everybody just plays this little hyzer shot. This is another kind of must get too. Oh, I got sneaky. I'm gonna have to make a putt. As with any round of golf, if you're putting good, you're probably shaving strokes, but this is a long putt. Oh, that limb. The way this water is right here, a little scary. That's another par, guys. We're running out of holes. But we did start on hole 5, so there's probably 2 holes on the front 9. So now we're to the put up or shut up holes. Both of these holes have plenty of water and plenty of OB. Could lose a disc. So we played 9 holes and I've accomplished nothing. That's how I feel. I made a couple of good birdies, but hole 9 should have been a birdie instead of a bogey. That really hurt. And then hole 5 should have been a par. So best we could be doing right now is about 2 under. Now we're on to 14. Gotta make sure that whatever I throw, it makes it all the way there. Let me try this spear. Woo! Almost a little too straight. I mean, I threw that for it to not go too far, but I was hoping it would have went a little farther. Now we got a long putt. Got to jump this too. This got in my head. I got a little tap in. Welcome to one of the most intimidating holes in my disc golf career. We need this birdie. Check it out, guys. I just threw a prophecy, a little bit of flex and dead straight. I'd much rather run the putt at this point. Played it a little safer than I wanted to on this hole, but I'd rather run putts than run the basket and go OB back there. I can control a putt a lot easier than I can a driver. Try and make this kind of sketchy putt. Oh, stayed in bounds. Noticed quite a few of my drives today haven't really had that fast whoosh sound. Can't see the basket on this one, but it's up there behind that little white truck. It's not hauling a Christmas tree though. It's gonna be a pretty good shot with that Realm. This is another one of those like pro birdies, but I think that's on a normal day when I don't have a whole lot of wind and there's not a lot of Christmas decorations in the way. Try not to hit that truck. I just want to be up there for a look. With that shot, should be able to maybe putt that. I kind of rushed my run up because there's people that always walk on this walking trail, and that's great. You got to kind of like catch it when there's nobody there. Because if I fade out too fast, I'm going like in that walking trail. It causes me to play a little safe sometimes, especially on this kind of hole. The basket's 2 inches from the walking trail. This is one of the better drives I've had on this hole, really. Don't give up on me, Squatch. We can still make birdies. If I could have played this a little more aggressive and had a little more hyzer at the end, so just a little more flat of a shot, then I would be up here for a birdie. This hole's like 370, so I'm happy with that. Instead, just gotta lay up and take a par. After a few holes, I'm still even. It's looking like we're gonna have to switch into second place mode maybe at this point. I'm pretty disappointed in my par game so far. I normally don't birdie that many holes out here, but I do expect to get quite a few pars. So hole 5 should have been a very easy par. We still have hole 4, which is the toughest hole on the course coming up. We've got a couple more holes. Hole 1, hole 2, and hole 3. If I'm throwing good, I can birdie those. We're on hole 17 and 18 now. Those, I mean, I could maybe birdie 18, 4 strokes. I could do this. It's just gonna take a lot. Let's try a good old Fateful. This is my new Realm that I just got from Gateway. This thing bombs. That may actually be up there for a putt. It's gonna be a long putt, but it's a putt. My pull through and throw still is not right. I'm not getting the fast out of my stuff. Mine is going, which means that I'm not throwing fast enough. Arm speed is too slow, so I've got to fix that. Realm is up here for a comeback. This could be the start of something special. I'm shooting even, and I have how many holes left? I have the exact amount of holes left that I need. So if I birdie out, I can still do this thing. So right now, second place, I've got to shoot 2 under par to have solo second. I can get that, I can do that. I keep putting myself in position to make some long putts. I'm just not making long putts. I made 1, that saved my score a little bit. 10 and 11 are my only birdies. I'm gonna throw this Realm out wide and just spike hyzer. That is high enough. That spike just wasn't tight enough, really. Here we are again with a decision to make. Probably 100 feet maybe. Try to throw one in. That's such an optical illusion. I thought I threw that in. Now I got a big putt. Not smart, Eric. Still didn't need to test it that much. Playing par golf, man. Still even. Freeman's a tough course. All right, let's shake it off, guys. Gotta shoot 2 under for solo second. I think solo first is out of the equation. You ever have those days where you throw so good one day, and then you're like, man, I'm gonna come out to the course and I'm gonna be throwing so great, and then you just don't. Today's one of those days. Last tournament I had, man, I was throwing 350 pretty easy, having really great rips, all this stuff, and today is just not happening. I mean, I'm throwing better than usual, but it's still just not. If I could be throwing like I was throwing in that tournament, I would be 4 under right now. Where's it at? Let's make a putt, guys. I'm just supposed to be in second place. I mean, not even second place. I'm in third right now. For me to get solo second place, it's gonna come down to these last 2 holes, hole 2 and hole 3. If I can birdie both of those, I'll be 2 under, which is not a great score for me. And then I have to par hole 4, hardest hole on the course. If there ever was a hole at Freeman that I could birdie, it would be this hole. I've birdied it with putters, birdied it with mid-ranges, throwing the element from Gateway. If that's not parked, it's very close. I'm hoping that's parked. Let's get a 2. So that time I slowed my run up down. I really focused on throwing smooth, and not far, hitting my angles, all those kind of things. I think that's what I've been doing wrong. Haven't been slowing down enough. And then when I do slow down, it feels like I slow down too much. It's a little bit of everything. You slow down, but you gotta like watch your timing when you do that too, and keep your timing. One of the best mid-range shots that I've had on this hole in a while. I think I hit this tree right in front of the basket. See, that's where this game really comes in handy. I'm nervous about this putt right now because I want second place. I want solo second place. I've got to birdie this in the next hole. So I'm standing here being like, you know, this is probably 30 foot, 32. I'm standing here being like, man, don't waste this good drive. Let's make this putt. And talking to myself and getting all this doubt filled up. You just step up and you're gonna drain it. Confidence. Confidence always wins. That's what I say in my head before I putt. And when I play in tournaments, for some reason, I would stand there and shake and be completely afraid of this putt. All right. We're back on track. We've had 2 bogeys. Now we've had 2 birdies. So this hole is a lot of people's nemesis. I'm just gonna try to get a straight shot down to the basket. Flat, straight. Or in it, come on. Did I just fix my drive? Of course I did, right? Like, what do we got? 3 holes left, 2 holes. 1 hole left. I fixed my drive on hole 2. It's timing. Both of those shots that went great. I just threw that 300 feet dead straight. I locked this hand in with this left leg like Paul Ulibarri tells you to do, and created this extension. And I mean, it's so easy when you do it like that. Let's go see where we wound up. I'm probably like 300 feet past the basket. I'm kidding. There's no way I'm 300 feet past the basket, but I may be parked. That's insane. 300 feet dead straight, and I just threw it flat. That was a gateway element. We got a little tricky putt for birdie, but we've got to make this, guys. We've got to make this. A little straddly. I don't do these a whole lot, but straight through here. Oh, that's a little sketchy. Let's try to fix it. There we go. 2 for 2. Hole 2 and hole 3. It just took me fixing my drives a little bit. This was amazing. This means a lot. This landing this close to this basket it means a lot. This was my first ace when I first started playing. I'm so stoked about that, man. Playing this game, like, I didn't realize that this game would change everything and make me play harder. It gives me a goal. It gives me something to kind of like shoot towards and something to do other than just trying to get par and play decent golf. I'm pushing right now because I want to stay in second place. I've got solo second place now, and I've got to push hard on this next hole so that I keep it. We made it, guys. We're on hole 18 now, which is actually hole 4 because we started on hole 5. I don't know how this round would have went today because my attention span's very short. It's very hard for me to stay focused and have kind of like an invisible goal in my head. By setting up beast mode is what I'm calling it. You guys name it in the comments. Come up with a name for this. I love it. By setting this game up, rolling that D10, seeing how many strokes that I need to make up this round to be in the mix, to be kind of like pushing to cash, it has made me play harder. I birdied 2 holes that I very rarely birdie, and I even fixed my drives a little bit. Focused more on putts. I've played very serious disc golf today and trained like I would be in a tournament. That's really awesome for me because I'm horrible at tournaments. I always get overstressed, put too much weight on everything, and miss all my putts, miss all my shots. Hopefully this helps you guys out too. Let's do this together, guys. Solo second place. Last hole. All I gotta do is get a 4. That's a good safe shot. I didn't push too hard because I didn't want to go too far left and get tucked into the woods. That's Bogeyville, and we need par lane. That realm did really good. Did what I wanted to do. Didn't go far enough. I would have hit this tree anyway, They just planted this a few years ago, made this like a true par 4. I'm just trying to get in position so that I don't get a bogey. I think it's gonna be Assassin. I really wanna test this left side, but I don't need that. I'm gonna just pull it out here and let it fade back. That's all good. We can get par from there. I just threw that a little low, didn't get much flip up. I needed to put a little more heat on it. I think I chickened out a little bit. Got a little scared to throw it hard enough to get the result that I needed. Being right behind that tree didn't help much either. Now we've got a very touchy shot. Probably gonna be going Prophecy, trying to hyzer something in. Orange disc, orange leaves. The basket is pretty much where that little orange glimmer of orange is on the left-hand side in front of it. So it's like a pretty hyzery hyzer. I've got to rip this Prophecy to get it there. Come on, baby. I hit it. I hit the freaking pole. I heard it. You guys couldn't see it because there's too many woods. Prophecy from Gateway. That was freaking awesome. Let's go check it out. It's just so beautiful. Look at that, guys. Came in through that gap back there. Love it. Tap in for par. Woo! Took solo second place with 2 birdies at the end, coming in clutch to shoot 2 under. That's 1 stroke better than second place would have been. Let me know what you think this game should be called in the comments. Maybe we can get a beast mode challenge going online and get everybody involved. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a great day and stay in the fairway.